All right, how's it going? I'm Tim. I'm actually pretty unprepared. I probably got about 10-15 minutes here. I didn't realize it was a full hour slot.
Just before he starts, let me say one thing. This is not only the first time Tim has presented at a security conference, I believe this is the first time you've ever been to a security conference.
It is, yes.
So, you got to give the guy some credit for getting up in front of a group and doing something like this. Oh.
Yeah. All right.
We all know this works. New speaker.
New speaker.
New speaker.
Woo!
Thanks, guys.
All right. I'm pretty primed. One sec. One sec, sorry. That's okay. I need to reference my notes anyway. Okay. I'm going to keep this pretty short. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Great. I'm tethered to the booth pretty much all goddamn day, so this is just a brief overview of the Pwn phone. Like I said, I'm Tim. I'm pretty new here. My background is in discrete mathematics. Yeah, I'll just get into it. Sure. How's this? Good? Up? All right. So I started Pony Express about 10 months ago. This isn't really following me. Okay. These slides aren't synced. Bear with me. At all. What's the deal? Sorry, guys. Are you familiar with LibreOffice? Do you know why this would be thick? Good, good.
Yeah.
Index slide. Okay.
Index slide. There you go. Sure.
Yeah, see, that's not right. All right, looks like there's going to be a lot of stutter stepping here. I don't know what's going on. So, I started Pony Express about 10 months ago. Don't show those. F5. Nope. Exit. Nightmare. Sorry. That's right. Alright, what did you just normal?
Yeah. Yeah. Get back to the screen.
He said he was okay, we did have it coming up, but it was just that. Okay, now we don't even have to mouse it.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Which one is
We like lost control of this.
There you go. Which is everyone? Cool. Doesn't like that resolution.
But now when I index up,
We were just using one of the boxes.
Somehow or another, it's displaying the next slide instead of right one.
I was told there was going to be flying pineapples this year. I haven't seen it. They put them on the first time I ever saw it was hacked by this YouTube video, like a conference or whatever. I think it was like Defcon. But there was like 4 or 5 of them just hovering around. Thought it was awesome.
Just causing complete havoc.
Oh yeah.
Because
I at least need to be able to correlate it to.
Oh god, this thing's all jacked up now.
nice.
It's bad news.
Oh shit.
These lines will just export as a PDF and just Use the Microsoft troubleshooting technique.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was doing this display and it was totally working.
My experience, those 3 colors don't work. Control, delete, or power off, or just throw it away.
It says current slide, but it's, for some reason or other, it's displaying. Is that what's showing on the video? Is the slide that's up there? Is the slide up there in sync with what you're seeing in sync with the? Or restarting Winter Office.
Sorry to be nosy, but you said the thing was really crazy.
Wouldn't read that down.
What capacity?
It just
Yeah.
micro SD.
Sometimes they tell you, up to 64 gigs.
Damage. It's mainly for updates from the Pineapple Farm.
It's probably about to.
Obviously, if you hear your runs.
As well. You want to try to copy it to my Mac display from there?
Do you have any offices back?
I do on Bento.
You know the way it keeps tearing like that? I wonder if he's got the proper graphic.
Get full screen with it.
It's really short.
And notice he's running a bunch. Maybe it's
Problem. Might be. I don't think you'll be able to get to the display. Like trying to get my laptop. Well, the problem is he's running it for finishing on time.
So, are you on? Goddamn notes. Just forget the slides.
Well, if I don't get my laptop, just as
This poor guy. It's his first time.
What we call this is a demo, and demos always break.
Always fail.
I have a demo too, so wait for that.
Every demo always fails.
I don't know what's going on.
You guys actually released
I've never seen this
Community Edition already, right?
Yeah,
When I get back home, I'm going to have to tear that open.
do it, please.
But you actually do see it here on your laptop?
I see it here
I
fine.
mean, worst case, why don't we just watch your laptop?
Just turn around your laptop.
Hey, just
It's not
hold it up.
great, but I mean, it works. I'll just crowd
The
around.
thing is, I have my notes here, slides here. You guys will be staring at my notes.
Wait, is it coming off as like dual monitors? You see one thing on one area? Go to your display settings and see if you can't change that to mirror.
I got you. It's fixed though.
That might solve your issue.
No, you're right. I
can't do that.
I'm gonna try mirroring my displays.
Huh?
I was telling him I'm gonna try mirroring my displays. I don't even have a mouse.
There you go. Now try that. There you go. 32 gig fat.
No notes.
Maybe it's the animation.
There aren't any.
Notes? Take notes out.
So there's a community edition.
I haven't been able to detect the difference in the paid-for version or the community edition. It's still the same scripts, the same software. Here's the really messed up part. You can have this running for anything you want as far as Android goes, so long as it's 4.0.3 higher. There's a lot of consequences. I'm fairly irritated by this. Well, I've actually talked to Tim a couple months back. I'm currently trying to port the new software to Android integration. I guess he wanted to do the same thing with the phone, but due to BS, he just ended up going to CH Group, calling the expert, landing it in Linux, and slapping the exact same scripts from the
You mind if I see this?
home.
Please do.
To LibreOffice, whatever the panel you had up with the settings.
Yeah, see, I don't even have my notes or my mouse over here. There we go. See what I'm talking about?
Unless you're going to end up with a custom firmware.
I'm gonna not mirror my display. Go to the this. Uncheck. I don't have animation. No, that's the thing. Also, what I'm trying to do is actually have my notes on this. So if you have multiple displays set up, then you can choose your presentation type. So you have your it's here. Is that going to your record?
Yep.
Tim, did you ever install graphic drivers on this?
I'll give you the presentation.
How many staff members does it take to figure out if I work with one discussion, I'm happy to. fucking demos. How's your day going, boss?
It's oh, you gonna try yours?
Yes, so. Worked flawlessly for me.
Yeah, it worked for me before. I had no problem with the dual. Great.
It's probably because you're running Ubuntu.
Well, did you like install restricted drivers?
No, this totally worked before. This worked last night.
Is this a live image or something? Or did you just freshly install Ubuntu?
Not freshly. Sometime last week.
Probably been hacked.
Defcon been calling.
All right. It looks like we got this going on now. We're good? Sorry about that, guys. Thanks, Sam. Okay, so like I was saying, my name is Tim. Started at Pony Express about 10 months ago as a builder. A couple months after that, I started contributing to the mobile line, which at the time was 2 revs of the Pwn pad. And a couple months ago, I was tasked with building the Pwn phone. Anyone here worked with the original Pwn phone at all? Yeah. Hit this twice. All right, cool. Yeah, the original platform, which I'm still into, was a Nokia N900 running Mamo. And I mean, for those of you who haven't gotten to work with this device, they don't make them like this anymore. That said, new platform is an Nexus 5, which makes this the first Android-based Pwn phone. With it lacks in removable hardware, it makes up for it pretty much everywhere else. Running a quad-core Snapdragon 800, Adreno 330, 2 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, and it supports an impressive spectrum of bands. That's not all of them. More importantly, though, we can pull down the source tree and build it ourselves. And by it, I mean stock AOSP, Android open source project. No manufacturer middleware, no carrier nonsense. And it supports fast boot, such that we can unlock the bootloader, flash a custom recovery, no problem. It also has the sickest cases I've ever seen in my life. All right, get down to the basics. This is just a quick run through. I just had a short bit prepared anyway, so just get into a quick breakdown of the build. All right, again, stock AOSP, built from the source, custom compiled kernel to support the adapters we need. Bootloader is unlocked, custom recovery is flashed, the device is rooted. After that, a modified ARM distro of Kali that we call Ponix is built out in a chroot environment that we deploy and manage. A lot of people ask me why we do it that way. And there are a lot of reasons. One of them is because it's standardized across all our devices, all our sensors, like the pwn plugs, for example. Allows us to push out frequent updates, maintain it easier, provide more support. Not bad. So this is a kit of adapters it ships with. This white one right here, it's high gain 802.11 BGN TP-Link wireless adapter. Supports monitor mode, wireless promiscuous mode, packet injection. The red one is a Sena UD100 Bluetooth adapter. That one over there is the USB to Ethernet adapter in case you need to hard line in. And of course the OTG cable that makes it all happen. Standard loadout comes with full GApps pack and Google Play Store, so we can download whatever the hell else we need on the Android side. And then, of course, from the chroot environment, we can pull down any additional utilities that we need to get the job done. Point is, it's a fully functioning Android device. It's a fully functioning phone. Supports all the standard Android apps, including the ones that require root. And it's, in effect, a fully functioning Kali box. All right, so what the hell can we do with it? I get asked this question constantly. So, from the home screen, a user would select a tool, and that utility is then run in the chroot environment. Difficult controlling both of these. 1 second lagging. So yeah, from the home screen, the user would select a tool. Like I said, that utility is then run in the chroot environment. And most of the tools are powered by a set of scripts. Let me get down to it. This is still broken. Alright, so yeah, like I was saying, most of the tools are powered by a set of scripts. Makes configuration a lot smoother, a lot faster, allows the users to string utilities together more easily, run multiple processes in tandem. It also helps alleviate the user being dropped down to a command line with a soft keyboard all the time. So right here, this is awful resolution, but this is what it looks like to drop down to the chroot environment. Right here, this is actually showing AeroDump running. Here we can see Kismet running. I'm sure everyone's familiar with this. So just to run through a couple examples. Okay, so here we can see the user spooling up a malicious access point using Evil AP. This is one of the scripts I was talking about. Like I said, it's usually a set of prompts to help make it a lot faster, a lot easier to configure these utilities or run string multiple utilities together. It's usually a set of prompts like yes, no, or 1, 2, 3 to select the interface, that kind of thing. I know you can't see it because the resolution is awful, but like I said, this is an example of a user spooling up a malicious access point. First prompt is asking what interface the user would like to use for connectivity. In this case, you could use the 4G GSM connection. You could use the internal wireless chipset. So let's say they select 3 to use the internal chipset. Then set the name, the SSID of the AP, the preferred channel to operate on, whether to force clients to connect based on probe requests, If yes, then the beacon rate at which to broadcast the probes, and then this is, I wish it was better resolution, but this is it showing the evil AP is spooled up and running. Let's say you have an evil AP up, you could simply background it. A really good example of stringing multiple utilities together would then be to run something like SSL strip. Again, set of prompts. In this case, it's selecting what interface to sniff on. So probably can't see it, but one of the options is the interface we just brought up with evil AP. So in this case, we would do that. You can just as easily background that. Bring up something like dsniff, same thing. Choose the interface on which to sniff. We would choose the evil AP that we just brought up. And then a yes, no, whether to log data or not. If you're sitting there looking at it, you probably don't have to, but it's nice to log it and review that later. It's just a continuation of that. You can see dsniff is up and running. In this case, the user is also running strings watch. Same thing. You can background that, run strings watch. This is all just from the home screen. Same prompt to select the interface on which to sniff. Yes, no to log data, and then dsniff or strings watch is running as well. If the client were to connect to our evil AP and attempt to log into something like Gmail or Facebook or whatever, the credentials would just be displayed in plain text. It's really clear to see. Super effective. Another example of something we've gotten going on right now, and I think this is a great use case for the Pwn phone, is Doppler. So if you were to drop a shell in the chroot environment, start Doppler, it serves a local UI that you can access through Chrome at localhost on port 8080. You're met with a simple web UI. You can log in using default creds, configure the parser settings to listen on the interface that we're using for evil AP, return to the web UI up top, and in this case, the target that connected to the evil AP was browsing Instagram, and that shit is not encrypted. Also very effective, very easy to set up. Another one we've recently got going on, I think this is another really good example and use case for the Pwn phone, is Blue Enemy A with Kismet. Very simple to set up. You just launch Blue Enemy A, have it running in the background, run Kismet. You can then correlate geolocation data to your wireless scans. And using a simple script we have, you can convert the XML output of Kismet to a KML, which you can then import into Google Earth, which is also on device. And you can see that here. Pretty straightforward. This is me taking a short stroll down Church Street in Burlington, Vermont. You can then click on the APs, drill down, and see some information on those. Really good for war walking, war driving, that kind of thing. Other than that, other than the utilities, there's a lot more. I just wanted to go through a few examples really quickly. There's also a set of admin tools. There's a local Pony UI that's also accessed through the browser. It's just a simple way to configure shells, reverse shells, things like that. A Mac randomizer. Another thing we got going on is the ability to, if you have been logging data, if you have been logging captures, you can just swap out one of the adapters, connect some external storage like a USB stick. One click, capture dump all of your captures, yank the stick, log wipe, blow it all away, and the phone is nice and clean. It's really fast, really simple. Also, the factory reset. People were getting real wild with their devices. They would get them to states so they weren't usable or they couldn't return them. And they were trying the Android factory reset and blowing away the Ponix environment and ending up with a stock Nexus. Obviously, that's suboptimal. So we got this this Pony factory reset going on, and that is saving lives. So yeah, I can definitely go through more examples. If anyone was wondering, yes, I immediately strapped it to a drone. This thing is mean. It's a super lightweight setup. It's really nice because you can just use the 4G LTE connection the phone already has. And in this case, in my setup, I was streaming the GoPro feed down to an S4 I had mounted on the controller, and then I was VNC'd into the Pwn phone from another Pwn phone. Like I said, just using that 4G connection, it's a super lightweight kind of self-contained solution for that. So that's we all know what quadcopters are capable of. Okay, so I kind of hacked and slashed this presentation down a couple nights ago. Thought I only had like 15 or 20 minutes, so I just wanted to do a quick overview of the basics, the build out, and just kind of show you, some basic attacks and how you can string multiple utilities together like that. Other than that, I do have a little demo for you guys. I'm not sure how I'm going to display it. It's kind of tricky to show, but I consider the mobile line, especially the Pwn phone, a real work in progress. It's not where I'd like it to be. Still a lot of work I'd like to do. So, the talk is called GG Next Map for a reason. It's cool. But there's a lot left to do with it, and my demo has a lot to do with it. So this is a prototype I built. I pretty much went Ghost Protocol to do this. Pony hasn't seen it. A couple of my coworkers have seen it. That's pretty much it. So if you give me a sec to set it up, I'll try to get this going. I'm not sure how I can display it to you guys. I'm going to try to use the webcam, I guess. It's less than ideal, but it is what it is. This is kind of where I would like to take the mobile line, and we'll see what we can do with this. So give me a second.
You done with this? Use the webcam as much as
So this is the Pwn phone for anyone who hasn't seen it in real life. We're gonna have some time after I'm done here. So if anybody wants to come up and check it out and ask me questions and play with it, sweet. I would love it if you did that. This is the TP-Link wireless adapter connected to the back. Like I said, the OTG cable makes it all happen. This is the kit that we build out. Like I said, Nexus 5 with the case, Velcro. We Velcro all the adapters so you can hot swap these out really easily. I don't know if you guys can see this at all, but it's exactly the display I was showing. So let me set up and see. Like I said, it's a prototype, but I definitely want to show it off. I'm going to try to make it work. I hope it works. We all know how fucking demos go. Okay, I'll give it a shot. So, this platform is already relatively inconspicuous. Nobody seems to question a phone, even when it has an antenna sticking off of it. It's actually really funny because people are able to deploy these in engagement zones, and it's They can leave it there, and it's real easy to go back and retrieve because it's a phone. You can act like you forgot your phone. Or if you're walking around, heads down your phone, so is everyone else. Nobody questions it. So yeah, it's pretty concealable, but it would be nice if you could be even more discreet, and that's kind of where I'm going with this. So let's see what we got going on. Start wireless discovery. Okay, so what's going on right now is Kismet scan being run in the background, and we're getting the results of that scan streamed. This is live data to the wearable. This is effectively glanceable scanning. I spent a weekend crashing the shit out of this watch. I love it, don't get me wrong, but it definitely needs some work. And, I'd like it if you guys came up here and checked it out. So basically, the way these notifications are working is that, I don't know if you guys can see this. Nope, just pure whiteout, which is kind of what I was afraid of. Back it up. No. Yeah, so I encourage you guys to come check it out. Basically, what's going on with the notifications is they spawn in stacks of 12. I don't know if you guys have seen the wearables at all, but they'll pop up a little card, and it'll just say plus 11 more when that stack is fully populated. After that, it's choosing with replacement. So if it has more entries, it's blowing away cards, and you end up missing results. So luckily, I was able to work it so that I could key the stack group and index the key, so it effectively just spawns additional stacks. Turns out 3 stacks is about the cap. When you're pushing more than 36 notifications to the watch simultaneously, it doesn't like it. That said, in an environment like this, you got to control yourself anyway when you're scanning, so that's fine. So you can't see it because it's a total whiteout, but you get that ticker effectively when the notification. There we go. So there's a card. Normally it's just down at the bottom like this. You can pull it up. Good God.
Yeah.
You can pull it up and you can see the stack. You can then click the 11 more, and it enters a cascade, a scrollable vertical list view that you can flick through, and then you can tap any one of these. The card is inflated, and right now I have it populating with BSSID, ESSID, the channel it's using, and the signal strength, if there's encryption or not, if so, what kind of encryption. So you can pretty quickly see what's going on around you. You can fire the scan from your wrist. I've used this a bunch. It's really handy because I can stroll down the street with this bad boy in a backpack and simply whisper to my wrist and get the information that I would like. Of course, it's advantageous to be logging while you do that so you can review the logs afterwards. But the idea here, and again, this is just a prototype, but the idea here is that the watch is acting as an adjunct to this platform, an adjunct to the mobile line. The mobile line's still doing all the heavy lifting, and I'll never take that role away from it. But the idea is that the interface can be a lot more versatile, and this platform lends itself to being inconspicuous and concealable, and wearables allow you to take that to the next step. I'm excited to see where this is the LG watch. So this is when Android Wear was released not long ago at Google I/O, and crank it, man, bump it. So I'm interested to see where it goes, and I'm going to continue to develop this, and that's pretty much it. I'm glad it worked. I would love to demo the phone for you guys. I have to get back to the booth like immediately because there's two of us. But I did want to give myself some time, and I did. We totally have time to demo the phone more in person. I'd like to hang out and meet you guys. So it's tough to get it all up on screen, but that's basically it for me. Sorry for the disaster start. Thanks for hanging in there. I appreciate it. That's it.
Baptism